Elk Grove went from a small agricultural town of 75,000 people to a city of more than 180,000, and it's one of the fastest growing cities in all of Northern California. Yet almost every single person that's moving here or reaches out to us from the channel, they're treating it like one giant suburb. That's the huge mistake, because West Elk Grove and East Elk Grove don't feel anything alike. The north side of town has neighborhoods that have been here for decades, and the south side is seeing some of the fastest growth in the entire Sacramento region. Now, depending on which part of Elk Grove you end up moving to, your commute, your lifestyle, your home price, and your day-to-day experience can be completely different.
We're gonna break down the different parts of town, what homes actually cost right now, why so many families keep choosing Elk Grove over every other suburb, and what there is to do here and what's coming in the future. And we're gonna give you the real version, the stuff you actually need to know before you make the decision to move here.
Now, we saved something for the very end that most Elk Grove videos completely skip over, the part of this city that's about to change everything, so stick around because you'll definitely want to see that.
Elk Grove isn't trying to be Sacramento. It's not trying to be Roseville or Folsom. It's definitely built its own identity. And once you spend time here, you're gonna start to understand why so many families move here and they never ever leave. The lifestyle here is real, the community is real, and the value is still one of the best in the entire Sacramento region.
Now, we're going to be talking straight about some of the trade-offs, because Elk Grove isn't the perfect city for everybody, and the last section of this video is going to answer the question that most people reaching out to us from the channel actually ask us: is Elk Grove the right move for me? So stick around, because that's what we're building towards at the end of this video. Now, when we chat with you guys on your one-on-one strategy session, you guys always ask me, how would you actually describe Elk Grove? Now, if I had to describe Elk Grove in one sentence, it's going to be the most family-forward city in the entire Sacramento region. Now, people move here for more space, newer homes, great amenities, parks everywhere, and a place where they can actually settle in. But here's what surprises a lot of people when we chat about Elk Grove. They come for the house, but they stay for the community every single time. One of the first things that you notice when you spend time in Elk Grove is how it feels so much different than downtown Sacramento. It's more residential, of course, a little bit more spread out. That's pretty much a given in most of our suburbs, and it's a little bit more of a slower pace. So instead of that traditional urban energy that you find in downtown Sacramento, or even some of the core neighborhoods of Sacramento, it has a little bit more of a slower pace. So you're getting more neighborhoods here, full of families, full of community events, youth sports, parks that are packed almost every single weekend, and it genuinely feels like a city that's built around the everyday family life. Elk Grove happens to also be one of the most diverse communities in all of Sacramento. Now, like I said, Elk Grove is one of the most diverse communities in all of Sacramento, and you feel it everywhere you step throughout the entire city, in the restaurants, the local businesses, the schools, heck, even the neighborhoods. Now, for a lot of people relocating here, this is one of the main reasons why people love Elk Grove time and time again, is because of that diversity. Now, typically when you're starting off your search, a lot of people are comparing Elk Grove to Roseville, to Rockland, and to Folsom, and all four of those are excellent suburbs, but Elk Grove tends to be one of the more balanced ones. So you get established neighborhoods in some pockets, you get new communities down by Sky River Casino, you have tons of parks everywhere. Over in the east, you actually have some kind of ranch rural agricultural properties. You have excellent school districts, probably one of the best school districts in the entire greater Sacramento region. You have easy access to downtown Sacramento, close proximity there. So if you have to go into the capital for work, or you have a job that requires you to go into downtown Sacramento, it's super awesome. And the location makes a ton of sense if you're Bay Area based, or you're still Bay Area attached and you're planning on commuting down into San Francisco or working remote. People come here looking for a lot more house, a lot more space. But the cool thing that they find here is a community and a lifestyle that actually fits what they're looking for.
All right, real quick before we keep going, if this is your first time to the channel, we're Lauren and Lance with the Living in Sacramento team, where we make these videos for you about what it's really like living, moving, and relocating to the Sacramento and surrounding areas. We've helped hundreds of people buy and sell homes here in the greater Sacramento metro, and we drop these videos every single week, so you have the real boots on the ground information to make the best decision possible. Now, on top of making these videos, we're also licensed real estate agents in the state of California, which means that as much as we love making these videos, we love helping you even more with all of your real estate needs. So that phone number is going to be popping up. We are the ones that answer every single phone call, text message, and email. Or better yet, you can scan that QR code and book your one-on-one strategy call with us, so we can help you put together the best game plan on you making the move to the greater Sacramento area. All right, now before we talk about neighborhoods, let's talk about location because that's one of Elk Grove's biggest hidden advantages. So Elk Grove sits directly south of Sacramento along Highway 99. Highway 99 runs right through it. Interstate 5 borders the west side. Now, downtown Sacramento is typically 20 to 30 minutes away, depending on traffic and which side of town you're coming from. You also have the Sacramento International Airport, which is super easy and convenient to get to. It's only about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on when you go. And if you're Bay Area based, you're looking at roughly 2 hours to most parts of the Bay Area. You also have Lake Tahoe, which is super convenient. It's only about 2 hours away. So wine country on the weekends, Tahoe trips, coast runs, all of it is 100% doable if you're living in Elk Grove. Now, here's what most people miss about Elk Grove. They think it's one neighborhood, but in reality, it's so big. It's basically 4 different cities all rolled into one. And where you land within Elk Grove can completely change your commute, your home price, and what your day-to-day actually feels and looks like. So let's break down all the different areas of Elk Grove. First, we're going to talk about West Elk Grove. So West Elk Grove tends to have a more established feel. We're talking mature trees, neighborhoods that have been there for years, neighborhoods built around man-made lakes, communities with clubhouses, and tons of parks. One of my favorite neighborhoods in West Elk Grove is Laguna West, which is where I'm actually at right now. You can see one of the beautiful lakes behind me. Now, this neighborhood has homes that sit around, like I said, man-made lakes. Some homes that back to the lakes have their very own private entrance to the water, or you can go paddleboarding on the water. You can take pedal boats out or kayaks out on these awesome private lakes. So in the summer months, if you live in this neighborhood, you're always gonna have something to do with being around this water. Now, another favorite neighborhood of ours on this side of town is definitely gonna be Stone Lake, so we have to mention it. Stone Lake has larger homes that offer more space and definitely a little bit more luxury feel. Now, this neighborhood has its very own clubhouse with a lap pool, has a spa, fitness center, and a gathering place for community or special events like weddings. Now, being on this side of town, you have convenient access to I-5 if your commute goes that direction. Then you have Central Elk Grove, which is really the heart of the city with everything you need right by you. From shopping, dining, schools, to grocery stores. If you want to be close to everything, this is most likely where you're going to land if you choose Elk Grove. Now, one of our favorite neighborhoods here is going to be Camden Passage. It's absolutely beautiful. It has big houses with sizable lots and plenty of space for a pool if the house doesn't already have one. This neighborhood has an established feel with parks built into it and really nice sidewalks and walking paths. Every time we're in this neighborhood, we see kids outside playing, families on walks with the dog, or kids out riding their bikes. All right, next up you have East Elk Grove. Now, East Elk Grove is where you start to see significantly larger homes with larger lots and neighborhoods that feel more custom and much more spacious. There are even pockets out in this side of town that maintain a semi-rural atmosphere while still being super close to all of the amenities. One of our favorite neighborhoods on this side of town is going to be Sheldon Woods. In Sheldon Woods, it feels very quiet, peaceful, and your neighbors are not right next to you. You have so much space. And you can also find ranch rural properties out on this side of town. So if you're someone who wants a horse, you know, you can definitely find horse property out here if you go a little bit further on the east side. So if you want more space, a little more privacy, East Elk Grove is definitely worth taking a serious look. All right, and then lastly, there's gonna be South Elk Grove, which is where most of the city's growth is happening right now. So if you want new construction, this is where you're gonna wanna be. Newer master plan communities, modern floor plans, new schools, and brand new parks. You've also got an amazing brand new 55 and up community out here with Esplanade at Madera Ranch currently being built by Taylor Morrison. We're talking a state-of-the-art clubhouse, massive pool, and a private restaurant. If you live here, it's gonna feel like you're on vacation every single day. Now, if you're not 55 or older, that's okay. There's still tons of new developments out this way too, with builders like Risewell, KB Homes, and Taylor Morrison, just to name a few. Now, if you're after newer construction, this is definitely where you're gonna be spending most of your time. All right, so quick cheat sheet. If you want an established neighborhood with mature landscaping, West Elk Grove is where you're gonna be. Convenience first, then you've got Central is definitely hard to beat. If you want more space, larger lots, East Elk Grove definitely deserves a closer look. Newer homes, newer communities, then you're gonna wanna head south. There's no wrong answer here. Each area is just a different trade-off. So we've covered the layout, but here's the part that actually drives most decisions. What does it actually cost to live here, and what are you actually getting for your money compared to every other suburb in this region? Now stick around because the answer surprises a lot of people.
Now, one of the biggest reasons people end up in Elk Grove comes down to one simple thing, and that's going to be value. Now, compared to a lot of coastal California, the Bay Area, San Diego, Southern California, people are pleasantly surprised by how much home they can actually get for their money out here. But it doesn't mean that Elk Grove is cheap. Now, home prices over the last 5 years have risen significantly, but the median home price is going to sit somewhere around this 600K, the mid 600K. So compared to the Bay Area, San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, Elk Grove still offers a level of value that's harder to get anywhere else in California. Now, for buyers who are looking for a little bit more of an affordable entry point, you can still find homes in the high 400s. There's not a lot of them, but there are a few of them, a lot more in that kind of low to mid 500K range. But really, once you get into that 600 to 800K price point, that's going to be your sweet spot in the Elk Grove market. You're going to have larger floor plans, you're going to have newer communities, great neighborhood amenities. That's going to be the range that a lot of families relocating from those other areas up to the Sacramento metro, that's where they end up landing. Now, if you push past that 800K range, you're going to start seeing bigger homes, larger lots, some beautiful custom acreage properties, luxury properties, especially in the eastern part of Elk Grove, kind of over towards that Sheldon, Grant Line Road area. So now, one of the things that's awesome about Elk Grove is going to be the amount of available new construction and the fact that Elk Grove is still growing. So especially down here in this south section of Elk Grove, that's where you're going to start finding a lot of those brand new homes, those modern layouts, the updated features, the newer community amenities. Now, that's the real advantage if you want something fresh without the Bay Area price tag. Now, the cool thing that I love about Elk Grove is it is such a massive city that you're really going to have a lot of different pockets. So over here to the west along the I-5 section, Lauren's going to talk about it a little bit, but that's one of our favorite neighborhoods. You're going to have Laguna West and Stone Lake. Zooming in towards the middle, you're going to have another one of my favorite neighborhoods, which is going to be Camden Passage and Camden Lake. You're going to have a couple of like nice agricultural acreage properties over here to the east, and then you're also going to have some of that new construction. Madera Ranch, that 55 and up community by Taylor Morrison at Esplanade, is looking super sweet. So you definitely have a lot of different options right now. Starting off in the high 400s at 470,000, you're going to have 235 different properties, and these are just going to be the single family homes that are going to be available for sale. You're also going to have some 55 and up communities. Those tend to be a little bit cheaper if you want some of those amenities, the clubhouse, the pickleball courts, the gyms, all of that stuff. So definitely a lot of different areas that you can kind of look through with Elk Grove, and you're going to have killer school ratings. You're going to have a lot of that stuff that we're going to cover a little bit later in this video.
Here's something that we hear constantly from clients after they've moved here. They'll say something like, we came for the house, we stayed for everything else. And that's really the Elk Grove story. The housing attracts people here, but the community is what keeps them here. One of the biggest draws for families specifically is the Elk Grove Unified School District. It's one of the largest school districts in all of California. And while we always encourage people to do their own research on schools and figure out what's right for their family, there's no question that the school district here is one of the reasons families put Elk Grove at the top of their list. The sense of community out here is genuinely strong. Throughout the year, you'll find local events, farmers markets, holiday celebrations, and community gatherings that just bring people together. Youth sports out here are a huge part of life here too. Families spending evenings and weekends at local parks, sports fields, and community facilities. It's one of those things that it's really hard to explain until you actually live here. I think that's why Elk Grove keeps growing. People move here for the value and the location, but once they're plugged into the community, the idea of leaving doesn't really ever come up. We've watched that happen over and over again with families we've worked with.
All right, now if you're watching this and Elk Grove is on your list, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Tell us where you're moving from and what's pulling you towards the Sacramento region. We read every single one, and it actually helps us make better videos for you, because the next two sections are where Elk Grove really starts to separate itself. What's here to do and what's coming. The second one is the part that most people don't know about, and it changes the absolute whole picture. So one of the things that surprises a lot of people about Elk Grove is how much there is to do here. If you've never spent time in the city, it's easy to assume that it's just a suburb where people live and drive somewhere else for entertainment, but the city has really developed its own identity over the years. A great place to start is where I'm at right now in Old Town Elk Grove. It has a completely different feel from the newer neighborhoods down south. The local restaurants, the small businesses, the community events, the farmers markets, the traditional Main Street energy that gives the real sense of what Elk Grove is before all the growth. Now for dining, Elk Grove's restaurant scene has come a long way. Now if you want a proper night out, Boulevard Bistro has built a strong rep in the Sacramento region for upscale dining and locally sourced ingredients. Interlude Kitchen and Bar has also quickly become one of the city's newer destinations with farm-to-table approach, wood-fire dishes, and craft cocktails, and the vibe that people weren't expecting in Elk Grove. Now for something a little bit more laid back, you've got everything from local family-owned spots, Chinese food restaurants, to growing international cuisine that reflects just how diverse the community actually is. Craft beer, you've got Dust Bowl Brewery, kind of over by the train tracks where we were at a little bit earlier in this video. You've got McConnell Estates Winery, which is still a local favorite for wine tasting, and events and weekend outings. So one of the bigger additions to the city has also been Sky River Casino. Now since it's opened, it's become one of the biggest entertainment destinations in the entire region. Gaming, restaurants, live entertainment, nightlife. Options like this just didn't exist in Elk Grove a few years ago. District 56, where we started the video at, is a newer community gathering place. We've seen all different types of festivals. You've got sporting events there, but that's become a real focal point for a lot of events and activities, all the different heritage activities. Now, between community programs, outdoor spaces, recreational opportunities, it's become another example of how Elk Grove keeps investing in what makes life better here. Now, for most residents, a typical weekend might look a little something like this. Grabbing a little breakfast for the family, hitting a local farmer's market over here at the Old Town Plaza, taking the kids to a sports game, meeting up with some friends at a brewery, or going out to dinner, catching a local event somewhere. Elk Grove isn't trying to compete with Sacramento because it's a completely different vibe and a completely different scene. It's carved out its own identity and it doesn't have to compete with Sacramento or Roseville or Folsom. And people can actually enjoy a comfortable, convenient, quiet lifestyle that has plenty to do and it's close to home.
All right, one of the quickest ways to understand Elk Grove is to show up on a Saturday morning. You've got families that are out walking trails, kids that are playing soccer, people fishing at the lake, cyclists out on bike paths, community parks that are packed with people doing things year-round. The outdoor lifestyle here is a huge part of what draws people to Elk Grove. Now, Elk Grove Regional Park is one of the most popular outdoor destinations in the entire city. It's where I'm at right now. You've got so many different events that happen here year-round. You have the Pumpkin Festival that happens around Halloween time. There's also a Christmas tree lighting that happens around Christmas time. There's also tons of events for kids that happen here as well. You've got multiple lakes here. You've got walking paths, playgrounds, picnic areas, sports fields, and community events. It's become a genuine gathering place for residents throughout the entire year. But beyond Regional Park, one thing that you'll notice quickly is that parks here are built into almost every single part of Elk Grove. So whether you're in an established neighborhood or a newer community, you're usually only a few minutes away from a park, a playground, a sports field, or a trail that you can get to either by bike or by walking. Now, the trail system here is something residents absolutely love. Elk Grove has an extensive network of walking and biking trails that connect neighborhoods and parks and schools and all the different parts of the city. It makes it so easy to stay active and get outside without having to get in your car first. Then you've got youth sports out here, which are a whole vibe. On any given weekend, you'll find soccer games, baseball games, softball tournaments, football practices, basketball leagues, you name the sport, and they definitely have it for your kiddo here. Now, for a lot of families, the weekend schedule basically revolves around all of the parks, the sports fields, and the community activities. Now, on top of all of that, one of our favorite places to go out here is going to be the Elk Grove Aquatic Center. This is a major destination for anybody who's into swimming. Our girls specifically have been on swim team their whole lives. We've come out to this facility multiple times for different high school meets, but on top of the aquatic center just having the regular lane pool, you also have water slides there. You also have open swim time, so if you're someone who lives close and you don't have a pool, you can get a season pass and you can go enjoy the pool centers there. Now, behind the aquatic center, there's another awesome park which was recently redone a couple years ago. It's amazing. You've got tons of climbing facilities, you've got swings, you've got hills, plenty of places for kids to play hide and seek or kids to enjoy just an awesome afternoon there. So one of our favorite places to go is to hang out at that park or hang out at the pool during the hot summer months here.
Now, before we get into the most important section of this whole video, if you're watching this and Elk Grove is starting to click, don't try to figure out the next steps alone. There's a huge difference between watching videos about Elk Grove and actually having a plan that's built around your budget, your commute, your timeline, and actually what your family likes to do on the weekends.
That's what we help with every single week. So call us, text us, email us, scan the QR code on the screen, and book that strategy call. Whether you're a few weeks out or still deep in research mode, we'll help you build a plan and actually make this move happen.
Now, here's the thing that most people don't understand about Elk Grove. The city is not done growing, and it's not even close. While a lot of suburbs eventually hit a point where most of the development is basically done, Elk Grove is still actively expanding. Some of the biggest changes are happening right now. So the biggest area to watch is going to be the southeast area of Elk Grove, kind of over by Sky River Casino. That's where the last major growth in the city is happening. It's planned to include not just new housing, but parks, trails, employment centers, services, and infrastructure designed to support long-term growth. This isn't just a whole bunch of more new neighborhoods, it's a whole new part of the city. Now, one of the projects most talked about is Project Elevate planned near District 56, where we're at right now. The vision includes new restaurants, retail, entertainment, office spaces, a boutique hotel, community gathering areas, and year-round events. And if it comes together as planned, it has the potential to become one of Elk Grove's premier destinations. Now, there is the Village, which is a new retail development expected to bring in Whole Foods, Barnes & Nobles, Phil's Coffee, Mendocino Farms, Yard House, Shake Shack, and several other retailers. That kind of retail lineup changes how residents actually stay local versus driving somewhere else. We've always talked about this when we do these strategy calls. If you're a Whole Foods lover, there was only one of 3 areas where you could find a Whole Foods in all of Sacramento. We're just about to see number 4, which is getting ready to open up. Now, transportation and infrastructure is a huge part of the plan too. Now, Elk Grove and the regional agencies are continuously exploring future transit connections, road improvements, trail expansions, transportation upgrades, and they're all designed to keep up with the growth of the city. So when you take a step back and you look at the big picture, the future of Elk Grove comes down to a few different themes: more housing, more shopping, more dining, better infrastructure, continued investment throughout the community. And that's why so many people are making the move up here, especially from places like the Bay Area, Southern California, heck, even from out of state. So they're not just buying into what Elk Grove is today, they're buying into definitely where it's headed in the future. Now, after everything we've just covered, the real question is super simple: is Elk Grove actually the right suburb for you? Now, Elk Grove does have a ton of strengths. It's got location, community, diversity, housing value, parks, family forward lifestyle, and continued growth. So it checks a lot of the boxes that a lot of people are looking for when they're making the move to the Sacramento Metro.
But Elk Grove isn't perfect, and we'd rather be straight with you than just sell you on it. Summers here definitely get hot. We're talking Sacramento level hot. Triple digits in July and August is just real life here, and you need to know that before going in. Heck, right now we're already in the 90s and it's the beginning of June. Now, traffic on Highway 99 during commute hours can build up, and some parts of the south side are still dealing with ongoing construction as the city keeps growing.
Now, Elk Grove also doesn't have to be the same urban feel as downtown Sacramento. So if you want that walkable nightlife, a dense downtown scene, or that city energy, Elk Grove definitely isn't going to give that to you. And it's not just a knock, it's just Elk Grove is a completely different lifestyle. But thankfully enough, you are super close to downtown Sacramento. So if you do want that type of lifestyle, it's pretty close.
All right, so who tends to really thrive here? Definitely families, Bay Area transplants who want more space without leaving California, remote workers who want a lower cost of living and a strong community, or retirees looking for a comfortable, active lifestyle with great amenities nearby. If you're looking for balance of location, lifestyle, community, and long-term value, Elk Grove is gonna check a lot of the boxes.
Now, if you're looking for that highly walkable downtown, the more urban lifestyle, then there are other Sacramento area communities that are probably going to be a better fit, and that's what we're going to tell you on your one-on-one strategy call. At the end of the day, Elk Grove has become one of the most popular cities in the entire region because it offers something that a lot of people are actually searching for: more space, strong community, great amenities, and a quality of life that keeps people here long after they move.
All right, there you have it, the real picture of Elk Grove. We covered what it's actually like living here, the different parts of town, what homes cost, why families keep choosing this city, what there is to do, the parks, the outdoor lifestyle, and what's coming next. So hopefully by now, you have a much clearer sense of whether Elk Grove actually fits your lifestyle or not.
Now, if you're thinking about moving to Elk Grove or heck, anywhere in the greater Sacramento Metro, we would love to be your real estate team of choice. We help people relocate to the greater Sacramento Metro every single week. And the one thing that we've learned is that choosing the right city is just as important as choosing the right house. Every community has its own nuance, it has its own personality. One works for a family, the other one doesn't work for that family. That's why we take the time to learn about your goals, your lifestyle, your budget, and what you're really looking for before we help you put that plan together.
So if you've got questions about Elk Grove, Sacramento, or any of the surrounding communities, definitely reach out, call us, text us, email us, schedule that Zoom call. Even if you're just starting your research and trying to narrow things down, we're always happy to be a resource and point you in the right direction.
And if you're not ready yet, completely okay. Keep doing your research right here on the channel. We've got different playlists that break down different areas, Sacramento area communities, neighborhood tours, cost of living videos, relocation guides, so you can keep building the real picture of what life actually looks like. If you want to check out what some of the new construction homes are in Elk Grove, that playlist is going to be right up there. Or if you're wanting to check out more about just different areas, we've got different resources, or you can go ahead and reach out to us and schedule that one-on-one Zoom call.